Welcome back to City South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash and we're back with another review, and this time around we're in the all new Renault Clio V, meaning Renault Clio 5. So this vehicle, as you guys can see, this car looks very beautiful from the front, especially in this red. I think red is the color for these small cars, just like the Peugeot that we had just a few weeks back. It looks very beautiful in red. This vehicle, you can see that it's a Clio without me having to tell you it's a Clio. It still looks quite the same as the previous generation Clio, just a few changes here and there. They don't want to go too boldly by changing the whole entire concept of the vehicle, because that is literally just gonna ruin the design. But I like how Renault has stuck to the design of the usual Renault Clio. So this vehicle, right, this car is priced at 349,900 rand, but I'm in the top of the range, 1 liter Intens, and this one has the options pack. The options pack is 15,000 rand extra, and so basically the car, this one that I'm in, costs 365,000 rand. And is it worth it? I'll answer that question later in the review. So now let's speak about the drive of the vehicle, and then we'll speak about the looks. We've spoken about the looks just a bit, but we'll go more in detail of the looks, also speaking about the interior. The drive of the vehicle, that's the most important thing about this vehicle. It's a very stiff ride. It's a hard ride, more especially. And looking at something that actually bothers me in this vehicle is the gearbox. The gearbox is not the smoothest of gearbox. And this is a 5-speed manual. There is no 6-speed manual at the moment. There is no automatic gearbox at the moment. Renault is planning on bringing those towards later on in the year. But going back to the gearbox, this gearbox is a very hard gearbox. It's stiff, literally very stiff. Sorry, the sun is not sunning in the right direction. But going back to the gearbox is a very stiff one. You feel it when you change. That, okay, you know what? Now I'm actually in a very hard vehicle. The gear changes. The clutch, no problem with the clutch. I actually like the clutch, but the gear changes. It's not an engaging ride. It doesn't give you that, let me want to do some acceleration pulls, because it's a hard ride. So basically you're gonna get I got irritated basically by the whole gearbox. I didn't get that need for me to actually be doing things like a boy racer and all of that. But the gearbox, because I've had this car for like 5 days now, I'm kind of used to it. So now I know how the vehicle is. So now I know what it does. So the gearbox, I'm used to it. But off the bat, it's the first thing I noticed. First thing I noticed when I got in the vehicle. Number one thing I noticed. So now the power of the vehicle. Now that's another flaw about the vehicle. It has the exact same kilowatts as the Peugeot 208 that we had on test. And that power was 74 kilowatts. It has the exact same as that. Now the flaw of this one is that the Newton meters of torque. This car has 160 Newton meters of torque, 160. Whereas the Peugeot that we tested had 205. That's a good 45 Newton meters of torque, and you feel the difference. This vehicle, for what it is nice and small and punchy. It will get the job done. But when you need that extra Newton meters of torque, that punch, just to overtake quicker, or just to move from this robot to that robot quicker, it doesn't give you that. It has that lag, and the power and the gearbox is just something that I personally don't like. And I'd obviously go look at something more different, like the Peugeot that we tested not too long ago. Moving on to the drive of the vehicle, like I said, more to the drive of the vehicle. This car has 3 driving modes. There's a My Sense mode, it has a Sport, it has an Eco. This vehicle, for you to enjoy the drive of the vehicle, for you to have no problem with the gearbox, drive it in Sport. And Sport obviously does take the fuel efficiency up. But that's the only way you will properly enjoy the car, because literally when you're in Sport, it's like it's in regular. When you go in Eco, how can I put it? Like, it cuts the power significantly. So when you're a robot and you're pulling, you feel the power lag. And I feel like Renault was trying a bit too much by including way too many features. I feel like they should have the Sport mode of this vehicle should have been the normal mode. And this vehicle shouldn't have had any Eco mode or any My Sense mode. This vehicle is too small to be having such. In my personal view, in my personal opinion, there is no need for you to have all those 3 modes as if it's a sports car. This vehicle, the Sport of this vehicle should have been the base normal mode, and it was been fine. Just like the Peugeot. The Peugeot was punchy, it had all of that, and it wasn't one mode. There was no mode of let me change it to sport. There was no eco. That's just one mode, and that's how they got it right. Renault could have done the same thing if they kept it in the sport mode, was the normal mode, and didn't have any different other modes. But at the same time, I can see what they're trying to do. It makes sense for certain people, but I myself, I don't understand it. But like I said, the more you drive the vehicle, you get used to it. You get to understand the vehicle. So now, from my point of view, I'm coming from a point of view where I'm comparing it to what it competes with, and I've been in and out of cars. So obviously, that connection of me being in and out of cars and getting into this one, I'm gonna be a bit harsh on this one, But all in all, this vehicle does offer what you'd want in a first-time buyer car, or you're looking at a nice entry-level Renault and not the Quid. Right? This is the car to go for. So now, the interior, they got it right. They got it right because the infotainment system is a very beautiful one. It's a 9.3 infotainment system, and it has a 7-inch digital infotainment cluster. It works beautifully, looks wonderfully as well. And I think that's where it's the exact same thing I said about the Nissan Magnite. It's a hit and a miss. They focus too much on the gadget side or the technology side and compromise the drive. For me, this one, they compromised the drive, but they got the technology of it really right. It has a built-in navigation system. It has a reverse camera. Reverse camera, like I said, it's not the best quality, but it works. The infotainment, the instrument cluster looks very beautiful. You can change it how you want. You can have the car in eco, but have the sport dials. That's very beautiful, and I like the sport dials. It's always on the sport dials, except for now. But I'll show you guys how it looks. And the vehicle, the seats as well. The seats look very beautiful. I like the seats. They work. For what this vehicle is, the seats, they work. So big shout out to Renault for that. The interior of the vehicle is literally one of the best. So now let's move on to the things I like and the things I don't like about this vehicle. And this side, we always start with the bad. Previous review started with the good because there wasn't much bad, but here there is the bad, so we have to start with the bad. Number one, and it's exactly the first thing I noticed in this vehicle, it has to be the gearbox. I don't like the gearbox. Number two, I don't like the lack of power in terms of the Newton meters of torque. Number three, what I don't like, and this number three may be subjected to me only, right? I don't know about other car reviews, but I don't like the fuel efficiency of this vehicle. This vehicle is not giving me the fuel efficiency I expected or I wanted. I thought on a single tank I'd be easily covering over 500 Ks. I got nowhere near that. I got just under 400, and I'm not happy about that. So that's the third thing I don't like. Now on to the good. What do I like about the vehicle? Number one, it has to be the look of the car. From the front, this car looks the best. It looks the business. I like the look of the car. Two, what I like about the vehicle, I like the interior. It's a very nice place to be. It has ambient lighting. You can change the ambient lighting colors. I like the interior of the vehicle. That's my number two. And number three that I like is, as much as I said they focus too much on the technology and forgot about the drive, I do like the technology. I do like the technology. It makes you feel, you can feel that you're in a modern vehicle, and that's what I like about the car. You feel that, you know what, my 365,000 rand is going to go juice, if you feel in a modern vehicle. I like that about the vehicle. And now on to the last part of the segment. Do I like the car? Would I buy the car? Would I recommend the car? Do I like the car? Yes, I do like the car. Would I buy the car? No. Would I recommend the car? Yes. Do I like the car? I told you yes. Would I buy the car? No. Let me tell you why. As much as this car is nice, I like it. Drive wise, you get used to it. Why I wouldn't buy it? And it's only one reason. There are better offering vehicles than this. And being the Peugeot 208, that's one why I wouldn't buy it. And it's the exact same thing I said about the Nissan Magnite. I do like the car, but because there are better offerings in the range, that's why I wouldn't buy it. If there wasn't a Peugeot 208 or Polo in this range, I'd buy this one. So now would I recommend the car? Yes. As much as I wouldn't buy it, I would recommend it. There's a Clio in front of me. Let me just rotate the camera. You will see it right there. Like I said, as much as there's the Clio in red. So as much as I wouldn't buy it because there's a better offering car, like you guys just saw the previous generation, this car has its market. There's people that don't want the Polo, and that person didn't buy a Polo, and they were probably gonna buy this one if they can afford it. So basically, I would recommend the vehicle because this vehicle has its market, it has its people, and honestly, it looks beautiful. You can't fault it much. And definitely I would recommend it to someone and be like, look, there's the Polo, there's the Renault Clio V, there's the Polo, there's the Peugeot 208. I haven't driven the Polo, but I've read about it and you can't fault it much. This one I would recommend it, and let the person make their own decision. You know, sometimes people want something different from the pack, and if you want different, this is it. And yeah, basically, yes, I would recommend the vehicle. Thank you for watching. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and from South Africa, please join the membership. Click the join button down there and choose your spec. You want poverty spec, mid spec, full spec. I'm in a full spec vehicle, so you gotta choose full spec. So please do join the membership. This helps me grow as a brand, as a publication, and it helps my content become better. And I'm sure you guys have seen, if you go check my reviews from a while ago till today, it is much better, and I do like that about this. So please do like, comment, and subscribe.